Hi, you guys. Ginger Cook here with Acrylic Painting Monday. We're doing something a little different. We're making a larger canvas. This is a, what is this, John? A
12 by 16.
12 by 16. And the reason we did it this large, we normally never do that on YouTube, but it's the holidays. This is a premiere, so it gives us a little chance to edit it more so we can still keep it in a time frame, because I can just, we'll just edit out all the blow drying. And we've got this darling little teddy bear reading this little dollhouse in the pink book. And then the companion piece to this is this little boy teddy bear. And you'll see he's got his own little dollhouse. And these make a perfect set. So the traceables for this will be on our website, acrylicpaintingwithginger.com, and it'll be an orange member and above. And to do that, and you want to be able to trace him on, and it'll be to size, which is really good. If somebody wants to paint this smaller, John, will we have a smaller?
We'll do a 9 by 12
We'll do a
traceable.
9 by 12 also for someone who doesn't want to paint it this large. But I think you're going to find that I think this will be a great addition to any kid's bedroom that's, maybe a little kid, 5 and under probably, right? But I'll tell you what, at 10 or 11, I would have wanted this picture. I had stuffies till I was in my teenager years. I had teddy bears, and maybe you did too. So we're going to.
Yeah, maybe I did.
So, John, I'm going to just take a moment and want to welcome our moderators. And you're not going to hear me answer the questions live like we normally do, because it's a premiere. But I will be typing right along with you, probably all caps, because that's the easiest way for me to type. You'll know I'm talking. It'll be all caps. If you will have a question, what I want you to do is put it in all caps too, and our moderators, or John or I, will answer it. So we want to welcome you. Please subscribe, give us a thumbs up, and let's get on with the show. All right, back down here, we're talking about our palette. I kind of repurposed one, and you had some black here before, but I've just got rid of that. And this is Magenta, Cad Red, medium, I think, and this is Cadmium Orange, Raw Sienna, Yellow Ochre or Oxide, Cad Yellow Light, Cad Yellow Medium, Titanium White, Buff Titanium, Phthalo Green, Raw Umber. Now that's a transparent brown. It's different than burnt umber. And then we've got burnt sienna, phthalo blue, and ultramarine blue. So those are our colors. If we need any more, we'll tell you. So we're going to start with using one of our smudging brushes, probably one of the larger ones. This is a number 6. And the link to these brushes is on our website. We've been using a lot of these lately. And everybody I've talked to that has been using them says that they're a game changer for them, that make painting so much easier. So we always want to do that. So here's our little palette wax paper, so I can mix the colors. And I want a very, very light blue. All right. The gesso color is just white and yellow oxide. Okay. But I want a light blue color. So I'm going to start with white, like that. Maybe I'll even take a little palette knife and mix the color I want. Here's some white, like that. Let's just put it like that. I want a tiny bit of phthalo green, believe it or not, because if you want a really pretty turquoise, and then a tiny bit of phthalo blue, what happens was when you mix those together, you get this soft kind of blue-green color, a little bit more of the phthalo blue. Okay. Now I'm going to I want to soften that even more. So I want some buff titanium, and we'll add that. Now look at that. See how that just sort of softened this color more? Okay. So, and then I'll add a tiny bit of raw umber, like 1%. Looks like 2%, but let's do a little bit of raw umber. That toned it down even more, kind of pushed it back a little bit into the. Now we've got that color. Okay, with me? So let's mound all that up. Okay. And then I want to take some ultramarine blue over here and do the same thing. Little phthalo green and the buff titanium. And I've got this color, which is the ultramarine blue color. Okay. And then we'll take a little tiny bit of raw umber. Okay. So those are the two colors that I've got. And I'm going to come along here like this and dip the brush in here and just tap this along here. You can even just kind of paint it in, okay? Kind of around our bear next to this. This colors so well. Get this in here. Let me move this out of the way now so you can kind of see where we're going with this picture. Now, as I get closer to the wall, I want, ooh, that's a little too much paint. Let's bring that over here. Oh, no, there, yeah, here, right here, like this, like that. Let's bring that over here. Kind of our first layer. I'm gonna take a little bit buff titanium now, and just don't add any more paint, but just gonna start mixing on the canvas like that. And come up here like this. Take some of that blue color, which is here, ultramarine blue. Okay, and then I'm going to take a little bit more ultramarine blue on my brush like this. When I come in here like this, close to him, I'm going to bring this over here a little bit next to our house. You could go down a size on the brush if you wanted.
I was going to say, that's getting tight in there.
It's getting pretty tight in here, right? So we could go down a size on the brush. Let's do that. So there's just no sense in, you went to all this trouble to draw it out. Let's just keep it going here. Let's come in with the brush. Let's just cut in right here with the brush next to our bear. I want something a little bit darker down here. So I'm going to, next to the house, I'm going to put a little brown with this color. I want this a little bit darker right here. So we come down. Of course, we can layer too. You don't panic. You can layer. Okay. Make a little bit of buff titanium and come around the chimney. Okay. Then right in here on this side, we want it. Well, I guess it's kind of a turquoise blue next to him, and then it's going to be a darker blue. So it's like this turquoise green color right here next to the book. There we go. So all right, that's our first layer, and we can play with that a little bit. I think I'll just take some white right here, come up here like this, and just do a little bit of white. Just pure white, like there, like that. See, I'm making these little kind of swirly sounds, almost like scribbling. Very lightly. See how I'm doing that? Just great. These brushes make life so much quick and interesting to do it. And take a little bit of buff and do the same thing up here, just all by itself, like up here, like this. Let's just kind of blend, just barely touch it. Don't overwork it. If you have to, dry it. You don't want to overwork it, but there's the buff titanium. So there's this nice pale color. Now, if we, let me just put the palette knife down here. If we think about where else can we use this color, I'm just going to take some white in here, and I'm going to just come under here like this, just some white and that ultramarine blue color, and go into my windows. A little bit more white. You can always go over it too if you get it too dark. So here we go, right next to the windows. You don't want this too perfect. Everything's a little bit out of focus here. So as I come up here, just a little bit more white. What's that? I love the pastel colors in this. Um, I think they're very pretty. And your brush is dirty, so when you go into the white paint, you're still getting a light blue. Do you see that? Okay, and then right next to here, we're going to do the same thing again. We're going to do white and a little bit of beige. The beige color being the, yeah, a little bit of raw sienna, I think. Okay, so that's the color of this guy here. First color anyway. A little bit more of the raw sienna color. We're going to come around here like this. That's the color of this. There'll be some blue on top of it. We got it. This is sort of our underpainting color of this guy. Right next to the windowsill edge. And then it goes here. Comes across here like this. See that? This does this across here like that. So that's the end of this. And then this one down here is the dark. No, that's the pink. That's the blue. There's the dark blue right here. Okay. I kind of lost where I am. That's that blue color right in here. Okay. Around the foot. Okay. And then this color here is the, again, is this little bit of raw sienna with it. So that's what we're, okay. So we'll get this. Our first layer after all. Let's straighten that out right there underneath there. Okay. And then we've got, oh gosh, buff titanium and raw sienna on the inside right here, like that. And I'm going to come down here like this.
Now notice you have a different smudging. This is a blue handle or light.
Yeah, I ordered these directly from China and I didn't see a difference in them. I thought it would be fun to see. It's just I didn't see the difference in them.
Sometimes they call them goat hair and sometimes they call them sheep or wool.
Yeah, but they're not killing the animals to do this, you guys. They're not killing anybody. They're just
Giving it a haircut.
they're giving them a haircut. Okay. All right, you can kind of see where it came down here like that. We can cut in a little bit more here, but here's a little bit of ultramarine blue. And I think I want to go down one more, make it get a little smaller one. So here's our ultramarine blue. Let's see, that's the bigger. It's the same size. I don't want that. I want the little one. Okay, this is the one. And I'm going to come up here like this on this one. Ultramarine blue. I think I'll wet it. Just smudge a little more. Okay. Slightly variation of the painting right here. I wanted to bring this blue line all the way up like this. Okay. And then there's right under here, it's a little darker. So I'm going to just, right in here, it's a little bit darker right in this part. Okay. And then we had a lighter color right here. Okay. This goes all the way up to here. These are not all one color. A little bit of the buff titanium and the phthalo green almost. A tiny bit of this color. It's really got to be almost very light up in here, this color on the windowsill. It's even lighter than that. Too much paint. Again, just our first little bits of color. We have to have it, we can dry it and get a little bit closer to this, but there we go. We got a little bit of that, and let's see where we are with this.
You got to start somewhere.
You gotta start somewhere, right? And as long as we're in these smudgy colors, what I want to do is put that palette up there. I'll take the um, on the bottom part here. I think I'll take a little of that ultramarine blue color and come under here like that. As long as I'm doing it, I just have some on my brush. I'm going to do this. Come under here, and then a little bit of that turquoisey over here. Use a little bit of that right there. And then we're going to just do buff titanium on the rest of it. Just kind of, again, we'll go over this, but that's a little bit of white maybe over here. I kind of wanted to get in this kind of the general idea of where we wanted everything. And then we'll just take a moment and dry it. And then I'll put these brushes in the water and kind of rinse all these off and clean those up. And let's just dry it here. This is a good place, John. And I want to take a moment we wrote a really wonderful poem for this. And I want to take a moment while I'm drawing this to let you hear the poem that we composed for this picture.
The Literary Bear. By the window, bathed in light so blue, sits a fluffy teddy with a tail or two, his purple book held in furry paws, taking reading breaks with thoughtful pauses. Next to his pink and flowery house, he's quiet as a reading mouse. His honey-colored fuzzy fur gets ruffled when the pages stir. What stories dance inside his head? Adventures bold, or rhymes instead? Perhaps he dreams of honeypots, or friendly bears in distant spots. With eyes so bright and nose so small, he's the wisest teddy of them all, reading stories day and night, making every page a pure delight. So next time you feel lonely or blue, remember what this bear would do. Grab a book and take a seat. Let stories make your day complete.
Okay, so we're back. You see where we just we've got it kind of roughed it in here. Let's keep going. Let's just keep going. We're in these colors now, and the brushes are still not totally clean yet. So let's play a little bit and work on our background. Okay, I kind of wipe the brush off a little bit here. And now I want some buff titanium. Okay, a little bit of raw sienna with that. I want to come up here like this. And this kind of adjust it up here like this. A little bit of buff titanium up here like this, a little bit, just a little bit. One over here like this, and this is just, you go boom, 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 and you are done, friends. That's a boom, boom, done thing, right? Okay. You're going, that can't be that easy. Gosh, it is. And there's a little bit of white. Um, just sort of tap that in there. And you're done. Okay. And yeah, I'm going to put that brush in water, and I'm going to work on the windows. And if you'll notice in the picture, okay, this is kind of key here, the reference. The windows, you don't really see them all that much. So we're going to take a little bit of white and buff and kind of mix the two together. And we're going to come up here with our windows and let's do it on both sides. You want this pretty light.
Kind of a dreamy effect.
Yeah, very dreamy, right? Okay. And I'll take that little tiny one and I'm having fun painting this. If this show goes a little longer than we normally do, this consider it just kind of a gift to you guys. A lot of our tutorials on the Academy, on our website, would go a lot longer than this. And all right, so we want the buff type. We want zinc and white. No, we want titanium white and raw sienna. Okay. Or the uh, next to this darker. One lady said she didn't have a hair dryer, and so she was having trouble doing our pictures. But you can buy a hair dryer for $10 at a flea market or 5.
Well, worst
Or
case, you just go away, have a sandwich or something, and it dries
yeah,
eventually.
but at least dry it. Even if you
You know,
can't afford the, little fans are good too. You can just put it on the household fan. So a little bit of white up here like
the
this.
key is to let it dry between the layers.
That's it. See, the white almost implies snow, doesn't it? Kind of here, like on the way it's done on the windowsill here, like this. The white, you almost see it with a little bit of snow. And we've got some of this white that's coming right next to here, like that. See that? And again, it got a little bit of white on the window ledge. And then under here, there's a little bit of light on this window ledge right here. It goes up like this. Makes sense? Yes? So sometimes, you know how they make a gray? You can take orange and add it to turquoise blue, and you can make kind of a gray color. And if you put some white, you've got sort of a light gray color. See how that's something we got a gray? No black, but we got a little bit of a gray color right here. Maybe put some of that up here going like that. A bit of a gray color. All right. And I want to come down here and just get something a little bit darker under. Here's this ledge. And here's right in here. Yeah, but something a little bit darker under here like that. Okay. So as we put this window in, it's kind of nice the way you can do it. Here's a little bit of the raw sienna and the buff titanium, raw sienna and white. Okay, some of that coming up here like this. And I really, this is not the right color for this according to that, but I thought, everybody's monitor's different, colors are different. I just know that has to be lighter. So I'm going to just take some of this light color right here like this and just want this lighter. And take a little bit of the white and the raw sienna. There, I'm hardly putting any pressure on the brush at all. Taking the corner here. All right, making the turn, you guys. There you go. Then this is just pure uh, color. Maybe a little bit of yellow oxide here so that this shows up a little more than it does. I think that's our window for now. It could be a little bit whiter here. This is not white enough. So if that's to work, then you have to have the gray color here. And, I'm going to make that just a little darker so that I can see the contrast. There's a little bit of the color underneath here too. All right, so there's our window. Let's take a little bit of white and magenta, all right, and do the book. White, magenta. Using the little brush because I want to be a little more precise on how I paint this. I know I want it a little bit darker here on this side. The book. A little bit of water on the brush here. It's just a little bit too dry. And this was a little bit darker in here, down in here. This was a little bit darker. And you've got a little bit lighter pink on the spine, like so. Even lighter than that. Okay, and then you've got some other stuff, but we don't want to do that yet. But we got the book, right? And let's change brushes. And let's do the bottom. As long as we're in those pink colors, let's do the bottom of this foot. A little bit of magenta and buff titanium. There's a little bit of the pink on the foot. That's too dark. It's more like that color. And there's a little one on the bottom of this guy too here. That color over here. And as long as we're in that color, let's take the buff titanium and the magenta and a little raw umber, which was way too much raw umber, so we need some white now. Okay, and I want to, because it's not really pink, it's almost a dusty rose color. I'm going to just do a little dollhouse in this color. First color on that, okay? It's not going to stay that color, but that's the first color on that dollhouse. And then I've got a little bit of burnt sienna, and I'm going to leave the pink on the brush and put that over here and say there's the wall right here. A little bit of burnt umber, probably our darkest spot right here. There's the wall. There's a little bit of this brown under here too. Okay. And you're going, that's pretty easy. That's now what? Okay, well, um, let's get some raw sienna and come on up here like this and start putting in fur. So I've got some raw sienna here, maybe some yellow oxide, those two colors. And burnt sienna and yellow oxide. Let's try that over here. That's it. Over here, I want these colors. So that comes up here like this. And we know it comes up here like this. This little bit of yellow oxide, burnt sienna up here. And a little bit on the paw here. So in order to make that work, you've got to have something kind of darker under the paw, like this, for that paw to show up. So you've got to have something a little bit darker there. We'll get a little brush for that. saying that's over here like this. A little bit of burnt umber down here like this. Okay. First layer, no worries. Come on over here with the burnt umber color. We're going to say this is a little bit darker on this side. Okay, like this. It's like, again, this is some of the darkest side. We'll get the raw sienna. Just notice I'm not cleaning the brush. I'm just saying this is the color I want. And then I want a little bit of orange up here. Maybe a cad yellow light. Up here, I've got something a little lighter. And for sure on this paw up here, I want this lighter. Going up around the book. A little bit of that color in the tummy. A little bit over here. And I'll just get a little buff titanium and do this on this guy here. It's going to get white on top of it, but so we're just kind of filling in the colors, right? So here's a little bit of buff titanium in here. Just blend all this in. A little bit of raw umber over here. Isn't it interesting how all these colors change? Okay, so that's kind of my first layer on the bear. And I've got some raw umber, so I'm going to just put it on the side of the this house right here. Just smudge that in right there, as long as I'm doing it, right? And then I've got some burnt umber, and I'm going to do that on this block. Okay. And I need something pretty dark back in here, but we'll do that in a little bit. There is some dark coming under here. Like that. There is definitely some there. And we're going to take some burnt sienna and put it on the roof. Just kind of blocking everything in, you guys. Um, and I'm going to take some orange and blue and white and make this gray color and come on down here to the a little more orange in it, a little bit of blue, ultramarine blue. Here's the gray box, first start of our house right here, like this. And there's a so again, if we're saying that that happened there, then we can say that this happened in here. We can bring this in a little closer underneath here. Darken this a little bit. It's so much easier once you start layering to get anything done. And there's some gray, kind of shadowy gray color here. Orange and blue and white makes a really nice gray. This is pretty dark right here. Let's put some more blue with it. A little shadow right there. Okay. So as I move along, and I'm just going to rinse that brush, and you can see this is what you can't get. Don't get too focused on one spot, right? Now let's move along and see if we can't do a little bit of white and magenta on the or raw sienna on the bear, like on his nose. So you want to round that like that, so you don't forget that you wanted that round. Then you're going to take a little tiny brush like this to take some ultramarine blue and burnt umber. And you're going to paint the eyes in of the bear. Then we're going to take a minute and dry it. After we do that, in the nose. Because, you know, certain things you got to have, and you got to have these eyes. And already you're going, huh? Well, I know you are, right? You're already going, huh? All right, so you with me so far? I'm going to take a little orange on my brush and just do this. Look at that. Just like that. See that right there? What I just did? Just took a little bit of that orange right over that. Okay. Maybe a little bit of the burnt. Here, how about this? This is the windows ledge right here. Here's this, and there's that, and then there's that. So right along here, we're going to kind of separate that area. Look at that. See, these are the details you don't want to lose, right? So you're going, yeah, okay, Ginger, yeah, I get that. So then let's take some buff titanium and paint the book in like this. Just a little brush. Paint that book in. A little bit of titanium. First coat. Sometimes you just need a little brush to do stuff and put a little bit of burnt sienna with it. And all right. Just, you want to secure the book, right? Here's some white. It's just our first layer. But we want to secure where the book is. Okay, and then there's a little light blue color too that went here. Down here like that. I think that's too much. Okay, book secured. Let's take a second and dry this. We're going to be doing something called, and we've been doing creative, our creative spotlight for our artists. And because this is a premiere, what I thought we would do is show you the art. And we're already in November. So what I wanted to do is show you the artwork that some of our artists have done throughout the year. And for the next the other two premieres, we're going to be doing that too. And we just want you to know that people do learn to paint this, and we want to just give them a shout out. Okay, so as I dry, John was just going to show you a few of these. All right.
This creative spotlight highlights several artists. We have collected their paintings from our Pinterest page for the 2024 artworks. See the description for a link to our Pinterest page. The paintings in this spotlight are from our online acrylic art academy, www.acrylicpaintingwithgingercook.com. Let's look at this group of fantastic artists who continue to work on their craft. Andrea's Pelican watch demonstrates exceptional skill in capturing light and shadow, particularly in rendering the pelican's delicate feathers and the rich wooden tones of the boat. Her masterful brushwork in depicting the stormy sky and turbulent waves creates a compelling contrast that draws viewers into this atmospheric maritime scene. Anne's Three Pigs in a Tub showcases exceptional artistic skill in capturing joy and whimsy through her vibrant watercolor technique with acrylic paints. Her masterful use of color and expressive brushwork brings these playful piglets to life, while the detailed bathroom setting with its vintage tub and window creates a perfectly charming scene that makes viewers smile. Brenda's Bookshelf Still Life showcases remarkable skill in capturing the essence of cherished books through her masterful control of light and shadow. Her vibrant use of rich browns, deep blues, and striking reds brings these volumes to life, while the carefully placed handwritten note adds an intimate touch that makes the composition truly special. Deborah's Day at the Races demonstrates her remarkable talent for capturing dynamic motion through her masterful brushwork and sophisticated color palette. Her skillful handling of perspective on the curved racetrack and the intricate detailing of each racer's expression shows her exceptional technical ability as a painter. Let's congratulate these marvelous artists. Each of these artists took advantage of our personal art coaching, which is offered at our online Acrylic Art Academy at www.acrylicpaintingwithgingercook.com.
Okay, we're back. And I'll put our little detail brush somewhere we can get to it soon. Let's take our small smudgy and want to take some buff titanium and come down here on the roof of my house like this and say that this is a little part of our roof like that. Okay, a little pink with that. That's cute, right? A little yellow oxide with this. Cute, right? Then we've got another one. We have another roof that's doing this. It's coming up this way. We have a little bit of a kind of a light blue part of the house right here with some brown. And here's a little brown shading for our chimney. Okay. And let's take some burnt umber. Come on over here like this, and just a little bit darker. And I want some light blue, kind of a gray color. Remember, I told you how do we make gray. Down on the side of this like this. And then you want to come under here like this with this color. Maybe a little ultramarine blue in it. And then this gets even more gray up here. Right here like that. Let's make a little bit of a purple color, magenta and ultramarine blue. Let's just, that we can make a nice purpley color like that too, and add a light color with it, and gray that. You know what gray is purple is yellow, right? You guys remember that, right? Yellow, gray is purple. And then I want it a little bit lighter. I've got this sort of, well, I need it bluer than that. Little blue-gray color here. Yes, more like this. Okay. Then on the side, it gets a little darker right here. This little ledge right here, as it comes around, gets darker. A little lighter up here. A little bit of a lighter, kind of a blue color. We used it in other places. Okay. A little house. Okay. Okay, so what you want to do then is kind of clean the brush off and get that kind of a little, kind of something a little bit dark here, a little bit on the edge. I'm going to take some burnt umber and say this is my, it's like a window here that we're suggesting. Okay. And there's some burnt umber here. There's a window here. A little house. So it's very loose, you guys. It's so cute though. I think, and I'll put a little bit of burnt sienna with that. Look at that. I mean, you don't have to tape anything. You're just gonna just smudge this around till it works. It's like finger painting with a brush. Really, isn't it, John? Finger painting with a brush.
Basically, it is.
Like finger.
You got a little bit more control over it,
A
though.
little bit more, but not a lot. But here's the top of this chest right here, like that with some white. Okay, so then I've got that color here. Okay, so there's our house, and I'm gonna get some a little bit of the zinc, of the buff titanium here, like this. There's nothing in this painting is one color. There's a little white. A little bit of white buff titanium and raw umber. Kind of over that pink. But white here. And then we got this pretty blue uh, uh, drape here like this in the window. Of a green blue drape. Okay. Oh, you guys, come on, isn't that cute? Now let's take some burnt umber. I'm going to wipe the brush off and say I want something dark right in here next to our house. Like that. And just going to be a little bit along the side of our bear here. Coat number 1, 2, 3, something. Yeah. And see a little bit of. Okay, so I'm going to say that this chimney is kind of a light blue color. Really almost a pink mauve. Whatever it is. It's going to be there till I tell it it isn't. It's going to be darker on one side. I'm trying to do this without drawing, but I think that's okay because I don't want it too dark. Okay. All right, so let's get white and burnt sienna and a little orange. And put that on the roof right here. Burnt sienna, white, and a little orange. And that roof. Let's get a little of that purple color here. Got a little brown in it. Leave a little dark spot underneath. Okay. Let's say we want something a little darker under here, but a little bit kind of goes like that. Pink. You see how we're getting this? Aren't you guys, don't you love it? We're just going to say those are, this is where we want to. Remember I saved our little brush, right? So a little bit of pink and here, let's see, there's our window like that. Yes and yes. And then there's some little fun decoration up here. We're just going to put it like some little, like, you see the scribbling going on here? A little bit of green. I don't know what it is, but it's cute. And then there was a little of this light yellow color. And a little bit of the orange. Something up here. I don't know. Some little flower decorations. Yeah. Let's come under here with a little line like this. And take a little bit of white up here on the top of the chimney. This is where layering is so helpful. Just bopping along. Something up here like this to the top. Something lighter here. Side of the house. Something darker. And there, you want some contrast on this little flowery guy. Okay, so then we've got this sort of light color here. Yeah, it's so much water on the brush, but nothing's staying. Let's just do a little bit of a light pink thing here. And I want this a little lighter here. One more brown here. There's some sort of little window there. We're not talking about it, but it's over there, right? You're with me. Yes and yes. Okay. So what do we know for sure? Well, you know that this is a little stark right here, that color. So let's put some buff titanium with it and kind of calm that one down. So let's put some magenta with it. Use some buff titanium. I don't like that color. Okay. Want something a little bit darker around in here. More in the browns, I think. Around our paw. I want something darker under here. I can do that with this little brush. A little bit. Remember, we wanted that little dark shadow under here too. Remember that? I know you do, because we said that. So sometimes you can take a little brush like this and just sort of indicate where you want it a little bit faster maybe than you could do it the other way. Get new paint each time, you know, so stop and get more paint. Let's see, a little bit of this pink color on here, like blue. That's not what I want. Okay, so that kind of defines us a little bit, right?
It's a good, cute little house.
You like the little house?
Yeah.
I think it should have some sort of little something up here though, like this on the top of that. It's your dollhouse. You can make it better if you, whatever, right? Don't sweat it. We can have it whatever way we want it. Yes and yes. Make sure that this comes out like that. Okay, so you guys, there's the little dollhouse. We're not quite done with it, but we're close, right? Oh, we want some light pink under the window for sure. We were originally going to do this very small, but John thought that maybe somebody might want to own this. And so if you want to buy our original painting, my original painting, the retail price on this is $1,450. My YouTube special is $725. If you want to have me paint the companion piece for you and make that a pair, you could the retail on that would be $2,900, and you could have it for both paintings for $1,250 plus shipping. So those are, so I thought someone might want to, own this and maybe give this as a gift for yourself or to yourself or for someone else for Christmas. And so we thought we would just offer this,
Make that available.
make that available to you if you wanted to. We want to take a moment to thank everybody who's been contributing to our scholarship fund and the donations that have come in tonight. And even though I'm filming this ahead of time, you guys are always so great about that, and you have the Christmas spirit. So now the time's to donate if you want to help someone else obtain the blessing of having personal art coaching and art lessons. Help someone else get that. Look, check out our scholarship fund, please. Yes and yes, John.
Yes and yes.
So I'm going to
And
take
this is our last quarter. We're in
so last
November.
college
So this
we'll
is
be doing a drawing in December.
Yep.
And this last quarter for original
Last quarter for the 2024 season.
24 seasons, so last quarter. So, and again, we want to appreciate everybody who's been so generous in the past, and you've helped a lot of people, and also you keep us running. And if you like, if you like what we do, we appreciate all of that too. And you're showing your appreciation for what we do. All right, so I'm going to just put the little brushes down and let's go for the head, you guys. Let's go for the head. So we're going to take a little bit of white, yellow oxide, a little bit of the raw sienna, right? And as we get more toward the little bit of burnt sienna, as we get over here, like this, as we get onto this side, we're going to start with a little darker colors over here. A little bit of darker burnt sienna up in the ear here, like that. Somewhere over here, there's some burnt sienna. Then we'll get back to the yellow oxide over here. This is our underpainting. Got a little bit of white right here. Something like that. I want to make sure you put that in there. There's some white that I'm just tapping on. Off like that.
Starting to get down to the fluffies.
See, just taking a little white and tapping it. Brush is dirty, so it's perfect. It's not pure white, but it's yeah, I figured as long as I was doing that, I'd kind of show you how it's going to work, right? Since you're going, I don't know, Ginger. Seems very risque to me. So, um, he's kind of dry, so I can do a little bit of this here. But I want to finish the book before I get too carried away with that. But we know we've got something light up in here that's coming around like that, right? So let's it's getting there, right? Okay. So let's just take a moment and do the book because that's already been dried. So we want the darker color, the burgundy color, which is going to be um, uh, magenta, ultramarine blue is your kind of deep burgundy purple color, right? And that's kind of going down here like that. And around this side too, over here like this and up there like this. Okay. A little bit over here. And then we've got some white we'll put with that. And just tap that on there like this. Wipe it off and then tap that in there. Want to make sure you've got the darker on the side of the spine. Okay. Okay, and put a little of that color over here too somewhere. Not sure where, but I want some of that color. Side of the chimney or something. Okay, so I want to dry the book, and then John's going to show you a few more of our, and dry everything really, and John's going to show you a few more of our spotlight.
This creative spotlight highlights several artists. We have collected their paintings from our Pinterest page for the 2024 artworks. See the description for a link to our Pinterest page. The paintings in this spotlight are from our online acrylic art academy, www.acrylicpaintingwithgingercook.com. Let's look at this group of fantastic artists who continue to work on their craft. Julie's Peacock demonstrates exceptional skill in color harmony. The artist masterfully blends the vibrant blues of the peacock's body against a luminous orange and green background. Julie's iridescent tail feathers, delicate detailing, and eye patterns show remarkable precision, while the dramatic lighting creates an enchanting, ethereal atmosphere. Rebecca's Blue Irish Cafe showcases exceptional artistic skill in her masterful use of vibrant colors and perspective. The way she captured the interplay of light and shadow on the blue cottage walls, combined with the delicate details of wildflowers and the distant sailboat, creates an enchanting seaside atmosphere that draws viewers into this charming coastal scene. Sharon's Venice Doorways demonstrates exceptional skill in capturing the romantic charm of Venice through her masterful use of color blending. Her technique in creating luminous reflections in the canal water and the delicate balance of warm terracotta buildings against the cool turquoise water shows remarkable artistic finesse. Let's congratulate these marvelous artists. Each of these artists took advantage of our personal art coaching, which is offered at our online acrylic art academy at www.acrylicpaintingwithgingercook.com.
So I hope you're enjoying our creative spotlight. If we didn't include you this time in on air, and maybe we, in the 3 times that we're doing this, we're gonna, good, we can't do everybody, but we're trying. And some people we may do twice because they were the only one that painted something, or we want to point out something, but so they're not trying to play favorites. These are just what we were able to. We wanted
Able to
to share
grab.
these. This is what we wanted. We wanted to share it. All right, let's just get down to the business of this little bear here. So we know a little bit of burnt umber and raw sienna, and I want to come along here like this, and there's the outline of his, he's got that kind of round nose. So that's a little shadow there, right, like that, under there, like that, okay? And on this side of his nose, there is going to be some, on this side, a little yellow oxide, like that. And then we'll get into a little kind of a gray, kind of blue color. Do little taps of that. Not too much. And then wipe that off. Get a little bit of the white and the cad yellow light. Oh, and a little bit of the pink, I think. There's a lot of little colors here. Okay, what do we got here? Like this. A little bit of yellow, such as some sort of almost a peach mauve color right up here on his nose. Okay, see what I'm doing over here. Now, I'll just rinse that brush. Now this works because I can make this a little darker here on this side. You see that right next to his face right here, like that? If I make that just a little darker, come around his eyes like this. Okay, and then a little bit of the orange and the yellow of the raw sienna, and a little bit of that cadmium orange. Put that color, yeah, these two colors together, those are good. Those are good bare colors. A little bit of yellow oxide. Just tap that in there. Just tapping these, and you want to vary the color like that. A little bit of the buff titanium. Just tap it. And then same thing over here. You want a little bit of that. It gets a little lighter on the side of the face. But there is something a little bit darker under the eyes. So let's take a smaller brush. Getting this face right will make you happy. So I promise you, I can't promise everlasting happiness, but I can promise you if you get this eye right, you will be happier, right? You get that little shadow under the eye here and get something a little bit dark on this side of the face. Yeah, yeah, okay. And then what you want to do, a little bit of raw umber is a good color for that because you can, okay, got something dark here. There's a lot of blue in this too, so believe it or not, there's a lot of little blue colors in this bear. You have to be careful not to get it muddy, but there are. And there's a little bit of this light, a little color on your brush, a little bit of light tip of his nose here. A little bit of burnt sienna with that. And then his little nose comes down. I can show you. Oh my gosh, look at the water that was on that brush. Here, just pinch it off. It was, there we go. Now try it. Now let's get this kind of triangular shaped nose down here like that. Bring it down, bring his little mouth down. Okay. And we're going to really play with the eyes now. We're going to round them out. Now, what you want to have happen on these eyes is very interesting. I've got to put a little bit of burnt sienna on the nose on the top. Okay. I want a little burnt sienna right here. Okay, maybe a little orange with it. Yeah, a little bit of orange with it on the left side like that. Okay. Now, this works because we've got, I'm going to dry those. So you don't have to do anything, John. I'm just going to dry these real quick. All right. So this is the key thing. Even on teddy bears, it's the eyes, right? Take a little bit of blue right there like that. A little bit of white in the eye like that. A little bit of reflection. Okay. Now, you want to take the white. You're going to come right next to this eye like this. You're going to bring it around. You don't draw a line because it's fur. But you're going to say that you're going to have this part of his nose be doing this all the way up here on the top like that. Okay. Then we're going to take some buff titanium. We're going to come this way with the color. A little bit of yellow oxide. We come around under here like this. Our strokes are kind of going off at an angle like this. Okay. Then above it, we're going to do a little bit of some light right here like that. A little bit of burnt sienna too, right up in here. It's a little dark right there. Okay, a little shadow over here. See, like that. Um, okay, now we've got alright, so you can see how we're just as we get on the top here, then we'll do a little bit, not quite so white. It's just on this side of the top of the nose. Won't be so white. Okay. A little bit more white under here like that. Okay. This is where you need to play just a little bit more. We can come back with some white. Now that little brush goes in the water, and then we can get this is a number 4. So let's get the rest of our bear going here. We know we've got some white and cad yellow light. Let's get the mixing color right here. Maybe a buff titanium in that color. I know I want some white like in here like this. Then I want some orange and that color. And maybe a little bit of yellow oxide and orange. In here like that. Maybe a little more orange. Okay. Don't need too much, but we want some color, right? And then as we come up, more buff titanium. It's just these, when you do this in those little smudgies, you can just a little bit of buff titanium going up this way. Everything's kind of going that way. Now it comes up here like this. Oh, look at that face, right? Come up here like that.
You're starting to get the cute factor.
We're getting the cute. Yeah, you're gonna get the cute factor, right? And a little bit of this color in here, and then here's a little bit of burnt sienna, a little bit of cad red. Oh, come on. You gotta think, right, John? John and I are such bear people, though, right? Okay. So I know that that's what I want. Now I gotta leave that sit there for a minute. Come on down here like this on the paw. Come around. And we've got some orange and red coming down here on this side. Just down like that. Got some burnt sienna coming down here like this. Underneath here. Some of that color's over here too on the other leg. A little bit of burnt sienna. A bit of that orange cad red. Remember, the underside of the leg is the darker part, right? And there's something dark under the paw here. Come back up with yellow and orange. Do this. Just you want to do this, just stomp it. See, just stomp it. Shove it, stomp it. Very satisfying. A little stomping never hurt anybody. Something's going wrong in your day, paint and stomp something.
Stomp it.
Stomp a little bit, right?
You feel so
Stomp,
much better.
stomp the beer. Yeah, stomp the beer, right? Okay. Now we got a little bit of this blue color over here too. There's a little bit of this shadowy blue color over here. Okay, I like that. There's something pretty dark right here. under here, like this right there. So it's something pretty dark right there, and I don't have it quite dark enough. Yes and yes. All right, then I'm going to take some. Do that for the book. Notice I take my arm and I move my arm. I don't move my hand. You see in there? Take my arm and I move. Brush, hand stays still, and I just move the arm. See that? Sometimes it's important to point that out to people, John, because they may not know that that's what we're doing.
You're not just using wrist action.
No, no. A lot of times my wrist is perfectly still, like in a vice, and I just move my arm.
Comes from the shoulder, arm.
Yeah, it comes from the shoulder. All right, so let's get the edge of this book up here like this. We got to be precise. Yes? Okay. We want to be precise with our book. Come around here like this. Say that that's the right. Yes and yes. Okay. Then we've got this one. This little fun little paw comes down like, to wait for it, comes down this way, like that. Yep, that's what it does. Very intent on this story, isn't he? I mean, there is
It's a good story.
a concentrated, and this is a classic story because Art Bear is very interested in this story. All right, so put that away. Don't try to stomp with the detail brush. That won't get you anywhere. All right, so we can stomp with this one though. A little bit of yellow. A little bit of orange coming up this way. Okay. Let's get a little bit of buff titanium here like this. It's had a chance to dry. Do you see that? Let's take some white. Keep the edges fuzzy. Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear. Fuzzy Wuzzy had no hair. Fuzzy Wuzzy wasn't very fuzzy, was he? Remember that?
Oh
But
yeah.
I can't be the only one that remembers Fuzzy Wuzzy.
Everybody's got to remember Fuzzy
Everybody
Wuzzy.
remembers
We
Fuzzy
all grew
Wuzzy
up
was
with
a
Fuzzy
bear.
Wuzzy.
Fuzzy Wuzzy had no hair. Fuzzy Wuzzy wasn't very fuzzy, was he? But this is definitely Fuzzy Wuzzy. This is a Fuzzy Wuzzy bear, right?
This is a Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear.
Fuzzy Wuzzy, this is Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear. Fuzzy Wuzzy had no care. That's because Fuzzy had hair. Oh, you guys, come on, now it's getting cute, right? A little bit of the buff titanium up here at the top. You don't want white everywhere. You still want it light, but you want to have some of that buff titanium up here, like that. And up here like this. Oh, the ear. All these colors. Where did we go with all these colors? I'm telling you, it's fun. Just gotta believe me when I tell you this is really fun. If you were just watching and thinking you'd like to take up painting but it looks hard, look how easy we've made this, right? Come on, you guys. Don't you think so?
Doesn't get any easier.
You just have to learn to dry and layer. That's the thing. People just, it's never the first color, the second color. And if you don't dry, then you just have mud. And people say, well, I don't understand why your colors come out so pure. They come out pure. So notice second coat of white, please. Just because we want a little light blue, kind of the white light blue color too. That's here, up here like that. A little bit of that light blue color. That's that white and phthalo green. You could use what's that other blue we bought, John?
The
Cerulean. You could use cerulean in white too. You want it? I like the phthalo green effect. All right, you're kind of seeing how we're rolling here on this. I'm coming back down over to my house now because I want to lighten up this here like that. Some blue and I'll do some more in here too like that. Around here. It's interesting to me. You want some dark next to him like this. Just with that, stomp that dark blue in here again. Again, we talk about layers for that reason. Probably could use it, gone up a layer here on this, but so darker blue. Okay, white. Remember, you make a nice grade blue with adding a little orange to it. So you see how as you add the layers, what it does, right? And it's important to do that. Figure out where these colors go and add them. All right, now I'm going to give this a good dry and keep going, and I think John can show you a few more of our spotlight people. You want?
Absolutely.
This creative spotlight highlights several artists. We have collected their paintings from our Pinterest page for the 2024 artworks. See the description for a link to our Pinterest page. The paintings in this spotlight are from our online acrylic art academy, www.acrylicpaintingwithgingercook.com. Let's look at this group of fantastic artists who continue to work on their craft. Tara's Pumpkin and Candles showcases an exceptional mastery of light and color, particularly in how she captures the warm glow of candlelight reflecting off the pumpkin's glossy surface. Her skillful brushwork highlights the rich autumn palette, while her attention to detail in the delicate fall leaves creates a beautifully balanced composition. Tracy's Wine and Books showcases masterful control of light and shadow, particularly in how she captured the wine glass's delicate transparency and the subtle reflections on its surface. Her skillful use of warm tones in the background beautifully complements the rich colors of the books and the charming turquoise bookmark. Vaishali's Santa's Last Stop showcases exceptional talent in creating atmospheric depth through masterful color blending, particularly in the twilight sky and snowy mountain backdrop. The artist's skillful handling of light, especially in the glowing window and the subtle shadows on the snow, brings this cozy winter scene to life with remarkable authenticity. Vicky's Violin and Books demonstrates exceptional mastery in capturing light and shadow, particularly how she rendered the violin's lustrous wooden surface against the warm, glowing background. Her skillful brushwork brings out the rich textures of the instrument and aged books, creating a harmonious classical composition that speaks to music and literature. Let's congratulate these marvelous artists. Each of these artists took advantage of our personal art coaching, which is offered at our online acrylic art academy at www.acrylicpaintingwithgingercook.com.
Out of buff titanium, so I need to put a little more of that paint out. We used it all up, you guys.
We've almost gone through that whole tube.
Yeah, I use it a lot. I'm using it instead of white a lot because it's a very nice color to mix, right? Now, we need to define his ear. So Let's get a smudgy brush that's a little bigger. I think that's the 4. And let's start with the buff and a little bit of brown. And get that outside ear going like that. And remember, there's always these colors in it, not just the, there's some colors on him. Okay, like that. And a little bit of the burnt umber here. There's a little bit of a dark brown here like that. Some of that darker, maybe a burnt umber here like that, right there. And okay, and a little bit of something kind of a little bit lighter over here by the books. And this is so cute. Little mauve color right here on his paw, right here. Coming around there like that. Not a lot. So that mauve color right there. Of titanium. Kind of a purple here. Not much. Sometimes you just got to put a color, right? And now a little bit of titanium up here on the paw. And let's come back over here to the buff titanium over here on this paw and give it another go. Maybe some orange. Something kind of soft like that. And I'm going to go into white. Say, I want some white on this foot. Up here like that. And then there's almost this light white pink. That's coming around. That's too pink. It's coming around the top of the foot like that. Right, and then it's got a little bit more of the purple tone in it at the bottom. Not much, but just like in here like that. Then I'll wipe that off and get a little bit of white. Well, rinse that color off the brush, wipe it off on the rag, then go into the white again. I want this to be around the top of his foot, and this is white. And wipe this off and kind of soften that right here at the edge. Okay. Now, this is where the layers come in, because the white doesn't always white the first time you do it because your brush is dirty, all kinds of reasons why the white's not showing up, right? So we got to make sure that his little toes up here are white. Yep. Yes and yes. A little bit of orange. Color right here. Wipe it off. Orange red. Try that. Oh, mix the two reds together. See what we get. Yeah, that's the color I want. I want something deeper. Magenta and cad down here. A little darker down in here, like that. It's coming up this way. The book. See how the layers, you know, you don't think it, you just look at these colors and say, where else can the color go? It can go over here like that, a couple places. You just do a dash of color. It's like, I'll tell you what it's like. It's like doing a puzzle, but you get to do all the pieces. Okay? That's what it's like. It's like doing a puzzle and getting to do all the pieces. I know I want something kind of ultramarine blue and burnt umber. Up here, there's a little dark spot right up here in his ear like that. And the same thing over here. There's a little dark spot right here in his ear. Her ear. Okay. Now I'm going to let that dry. I want to show you some stuff before we finish off. I want to show you what we've been painting. You know, we have not been lax in our paintings. Some of you may have, this is a bite-sized tutorial we have these bite-sized tutorials on our website for the our red and purple members, paintingwithginger.com, and it's acrylic paintingwithginger.com, right, John? Yeah.
Acrylic painting with ginger.
So what's neat about this is that these don't take long to do, and you kind of all the little bite-sized ones. We have all kinds of ones. This is a perfect holiday one. We of course we showed you this angel some time ago. What's neat about this is this shows you how to use the texture and the smudgy brushes to get this wonderful skin tones on her. This is normally, were we saying this was purple, or were we going to give to everybody, right? No,
Holiday special.
This was purple, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's a purple one.
This is purple for purple members who are interested in, doing more people. That's what purple memberships have. And then speaking of everybody, we got um, we have Santa, and we wanted everybody to have an opportunity to paint Santa. And
So that's
it
for
looks
the
a
red
little
and purple
familiar
members.
to you. I can't help myself. But anyway, this is 20 by 20 canvas. This is Santa. And I think there's a wonderful, we teach you to paint so many different, we don't teach you to paint like me, we teach you to paint like you. And how do you know how you paint until you try a bunch of stuff, right? You got to try it. All right. And then of course, another 20 by 20 canvas that we've got is the holiday festive 20 candle with the berries.
Oh, that's a nice one, isn't it?
I think that can come up. Should be an heirloom piece that come up every year for you. Be able to paint that. All these come with personal art coaching, and that's really cool. You can find out more about that on our website. And again, of course, I think this probably has already been released, but again, another one of these wonderful winter holiday scenes. I think this one could be left up all winter long. It's nice when you can do your own artwork and you can change it for the seasons.
You might even want to put up in the heat of summer just to remind you cold weather's coming.
So those are just some of the things that we can share with you. And I wanted to do that before we get too far along on our painting. We're
It's done.
well, we're not really almost. We got a few more things we can do. Like, for instance, now we got to get down to the kind of the last little smudgy details, right? So I'm not totally happy yet with the book. So I want to make sure that I have the edge of the pages, right, like that. And then I want to make sure that we have a little bit of the puff here. Here's a little bit of the peach color on that, like this, on the pages. And then there was this blue, this really pretty blue. This had to come down like this. You got to bring this down onto the spine, the blue like this. It curves around like that. You want to bring it that way, down on the spine. And this will put a little bit of blue right here too, so that you see the book. Now you could, for instance, customize this a little bit, maybe in that book, if it was a personal thing for somebody. If you were careful, you could maybe put something there on the book that would indicate a personalized painting. A little bit of buff titanium and zinc. I want this to be a little lighter right here. Buff titanium and magenta. There you go. And then I want some real white on the pages here. This needs to come out like this. So one part of this has to be kind of brighter, like that. So we really want to emphasize that there's a book, and that. You can say there's a book. Well, I know you know that there's a book, but let's,
It's a good book.
you know, we want to put a little bit of pink right under his eye like this and smudge that out. Her eye, sorry. Him, her, they, I. The eye. Okay, so now we've got, we're saying that the tummy kind of is coming up over this, kind of over the book like that. See, like that. Make sure that you've indicated that. All right, so now what we're going to do when we do that, we got to do a little more here, but I want to show you this first. In order to get the this to kind of go right, let's take our angle brush and
You mean a real brush?
let's take an angle brush here, a little Bristol on angle brush, right? I want to come under here like this. See, like that with this. Come this way. Okay, and then I'm going to come a little bit of this beige color next to the foot. Back up in here. A little bit of the purple color here. And then we'll do a little bit of the buff titanium here, just maybe some white. It's just pretty light here. I think we'll go back to smudges for this. We're going to kind of vary it between them because I want to do we want this to be very pale in here. Do you see that? Like that? Maybe we could have a little blue in it. It's very pale under here like this. You get this effect by doing this a couple times with the layers. As we get down to kind of down to this area, it's lighter, a little bit of buff. Down here, it gets charminger and charminger, doesn't it, John?
Yes, it does.
Something a little bit lighter right there. You got a little bit of this you got a little bit of this kind of gray color in here. Let's gray it up a little bit. A little bit of white with it. So as I paint this, I know I got something going up like that. A little bit of buff titanium and burnt sienna. A little white and burnt sienna in here like that. A little bit of pink, white. Just put it in the brush and wipe it off. Just suggest there might be some in here like this. Um, we've got a good design. We don't have to be a slave to it. Just, we're not forging money here. We're not counterfeiting anything, but we could, you want to kind of keep it close if you can. Okay. Keep it soft. I'd say that's the main thing is to keep it very soft. Just don't get too carried away with straight lines. Try to just soften it out when you can, which is important. See, I want that lighter. Want that lighter yet. Right there. So I just keep seeing little colors I want to put in somewhere. And then I want to come under here with the beige color and just come under his foot like this and definitely define the edge of the foot here like that. These got to be soft, right, like that. And that's where you want to be able to cut in with the blue if you have to. Make sure that you define the little footies. A little bit of light shadow color here in blue coming down this way. You can see where I'm doing that. Something darker here next to this house. You know, in order for this foot to look round here, we've lost the side of this foot. Do you see that right here? So we've got to take a little bit of the brown.
I lost the roundness.
So we lost the roundness and define it by putting some shadows here to define the roundness of the foot. Okay. And then we've got to go ahead and put the fuzzies that so that you have it so you know it's fuzzy. So you know fuzzy isn't just a wuzzy, he's a fuzzy. He's not a has-been fuzzy. He's not a wuzzy. He's a fuzzy. That's good, right? A whole new line of jokes on fuzzy. All right, so now we're going up here, new colors. As again, we lost some of the white.
Acrylics dye darker.
A little bit of that light blue color on the nose, right like that. A little bit of the buff titanium on the side here. Kind of out of focus. Just a lot of little colors here, yes and yes. Get a few bright ones up here on his head. Now, if you wanted to, and this is where it's not really in the picture, but if you wanted to take some of your, you can do this painting without these, but if you wanted to have some of your fur brushes, well, these are the Princeton.
A little bit of fuzz.
Sometimes you could get this little effect here. Just push it and lift up, twist it maybe. You can get a little better effect than you can with the smudges or these little fine points of smudge, right?
Just a little bit more softness.
Yeah, you don't really need it, but I think it's a nice, it's kind of nice, right? Don't do it everywhere, but just in a couple places. Because you want to be able to say that you want that to, sometimes you just have to define the little feeties better, or just define a color, or just a little bit of a fur thing here. like up in here, or up in here, up on his little ears. So I would say that that's kind of what I wanted to do with this. I'd like to see. Do we have a frame that we could show on this, John? We could do the
Ooh, I
final
bet I
touches.
do.
Bet we do. I want you to see how pretty this will look in a frame, and I'm gonna um uh,
Are we ready for a frame?
not quite, but just be thinking about it because I know
Oh.
you've got to get one. Just sometimes you can do just you don't want to overwork the details. Any old brush would work on this, by the way. I'm just using this because I happen to have it and it's in my little hot hand here, so I'm doing that. But it's a little bit of white and okay. So yes, we had ended up using quite a few brushes on this to make this work, but I kind of like like this one coming up here like this. I like doing we have a lot of fuzzies, but then we've got a line here like that. It's doing this.
Not as
Make
many
it
as you did the
straight.
other day. There was 11 brushes. But who's counting?
Nobody. Why would anybody count, John? Can't imagine, right?
12 by 16.
Again, your acrylics dry darker, so I just kind of lighten this up a little bit on the house. Yeah, I'm just kind of still looking to see where I need to put something light. Um, I think we did pretty good on the roof here, chimney. This is where an angle brush can come in very handy when you need some kind of definite lines. You just have to put something somewhere and see how it goes, but I think that I'm pretty close to being done on this. Put a little darker line right there. And you don't have to get over, again, we've got a reference. Sometimes it's nice to have a little contrast. You can come back over. I wouldn't do too much to that window. I would say, I want a little bit of that light color, light yellow up here in his face. Both titanium and cad yellow light. Just not doing much with it. But oh boy, what a fun little bear, isn't he, John?
It is perfect. Another member of the stuffy staff.
Again, you got to go over these colors because you lose them sometimes. Well, I think that's what I've got. I'm going to dry him. John's going to put him in a frame. You're going to see what he looks like framed. Somebody thinks that they might like to take him home. Well, you'll use to contact us on that. But we talked about that earlier in the show. So let me just dry this.
This frame is big with making room.
What do you think?
I think it's great.
You like it?
Yep. With that in the water. That's why I found that little baby one that one time.
Hmm.
Where something just dropped. I guess I'll find it after I move you. Okay. Then we have the painting. You happy with it?
Yeah, I think it's really cute, don't you? You think we should do a different intro and show it at the beginning in a frame? Or just
We could. Because this is what we're going to end up with.
okay. Now let me you there, and where's my picture of this? You hold it, and let me just see what I'm missing here. We need to come around more on his nose. Okay, I see that. Need to come up on his leg with a little more color. Um, yeah, just some color there. Oh, I need to make him more fuzzy on the outside right here. Need to make him more fuzzy right there on that shoulder area. And on the side of his face. So this whole left side needs to be done. Okay, cool.
Piece of cake?
Yeah, go put it back. Put it here.
Let me get lined up before we start back up. Pretty good. Okay, you ready to come back?
Mm-hmm. So, do you see where I don't have the fuzz on this side of his head or here, and I need more of the round on his nose, and I need a little bit more of the color up in here on this leg, okay? And so I need the fuzz here, I need the fuzz here, okay? And
Yeah.
a little bit, even a little bit here. So, you know, you got to stand back and look at the reference, look at what you're painting. Don't always have, you know, sometimes on a YouTube show, I don't always have time to do that. We just, but we have to take the time to do it, you guys. So for instance, I know that I want to come in here like this and soften this right in here, and I'm gonna make this a little smaller. Put a little oxide with it. Okay. Bring that color around like that. And then I want to bring some of this color up here into this fur. on his leg, like that. And sometimes it's just small stuff, but this is what you want to be able to do. I know that I want something, I want some fuzz on the side of his face. It's kind of gray right here. And maybe a little bit more blue. And what kind of a blue-gray color? Here, purple up here, maybe. That ear needed to be fuzzed out. Just okay. I needed to bring the the nose around here more than I had. Right like that. That needed to come around like that. See that? I mean, I know it's small stuff, but you know, it just in this side of the of his fur. Just maybe use some brown. Okay, now we don't want that. Let's see, let's try some this color. See, we didn't have this fuzzed out. Maybe just some raw umber and titanium. We didn't this side of his shoulder wasn't fuzzed out. And then this gets a little bit darker brown here. Coming down in here like that. So you gotta have the contrast where you need it, not right down here on the bottom too. The purple color right here. So sometimes it's just a matter of, you know, knowing where you're going to put the contrast, how far you need to come with this. There's got to be some little bit more dark under here like this. Between his legs, right like that. Dark under here. We'll change the that's what you want to do when you're looking at it. You want to sit there and say, well, okay, I know that I've got this comes up like this, and this is actually comes down like this, comes further down, and then maybe there's some like this on the leg, something like this. So that stuff all makes a difference, and you know, just these little final touches of shadow, right? Final touches of shadow, like right here, there's a final touch of shadow.
Brings the whole teddy bear to life.
Yeah, that's where you go around and you sit there saying, no, I want something a little bit darker right there. That foot. Okay. Something a little dark, a little bit more blue right here. I know I want something a little darker right here on the top of the book. Okay. Those are the kinds of things. I know that it's not quite so light right there. It's a little bit like this. So as you go around on your painting and you look at it and you're saying, okay, so what am I painting and why am I painting it? Where are the lights and darks? Where am I missing the shadows? That's what you want to ask yourself. Did you get it where you wanted it? Did you get something dark under the eaves like that? So that's what brings me great delight when I'm painting something, is to be able to come back and do that, and just a happy experience. Got a little bit big here, so we'll just make those a little smaller.
Tone it down a little bit.
Just tone it down a little bit. And remember, I put some orange under there, but it disappeared. We saw that, right? So I'm pretty happy with this now. I think it reflects what I was trying to paint. And I hope that you've enjoyed the experience of painting this little bear. Maybe that you have somebody in mind you're going to paint him for. And don't be afraid that, even though this is a little bigger, I think it's about the same amount of time we usually do with our YouTube shows by the time we edit, isn't it, John?
What's that?
We're about the same time as when we do our other shows, right?
It's a little
Is it
longer.
a little bit longer, but
A little
not
bit
much.
longer now. But we figured you guys would like it. Let us know.
Let us know what we want to know. And of course, we've got the companion bear, which is here. Let
You
me
got
show
it?
you the companion piece again. Some of you came in late and don't realize that there's this great companion bear that goes with him, right? Look at that. And so when you think about these two together, and we've never done this before, but we said we would offer this for sale, this painting for sale, and the retail price again on it would be about $1,450 for the size that this is. What,
12 by 16.
12 by 16. And with the YouTube price is $725, you pay the shipping. And if you want me to custom paint you this bear to go with him, you could have both for $1,250. And maybe this would be a great gift for somebody you know.
Or just hang it on your wall yourself.
Or
If you're a
just hang it
teddy
on
bear
the wall
person.
yourself. I'm going to go ahead and sign this. We want to thank everybody for all your contributions that came in tonight. Some of you may have been doing it while the premiere's going, and we may have been able to thank you in the live chat. But again, shout out to our moderators and for everybody watching. And my gosh, this has been such a fun experience painting this bear. And we hope you loved it. Thank you for watching. We love you guys.
Thanks, everybody. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you haven't done so, and hit the thumbs up on the way out.
Bye.
Bye.